Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, October 22nd, 2025 daily analysis. All right, market just went down today, S&P 500. On Monday, we just got a nice rally, but Tuesday, yesterday, and today, we got getting back to the downside. However, we are still above this consolidation, and we are still above the SSMA 20. We can give market benefit of that for the volatility, and this volatility could give us a good buying opportunity, I would say. I was expecting this sell-off going all the way down to here, 5 to 10% correction. Nothing happened yet. So there are lots of news actually in the market. China and U.S. Trade negotiation is happening. Seems like Scott Bessent went to Malaysia for that trade discussion. So we will see if that negotiation goes well. Potentially, market is going to skyrocket to the upside. But if something bad came up to the market, like as came up 2, 3 days ago, and everyone just worried about this, especially this sell-off goes down, we may see some kind of like a volatility to the downside. So stay tuned for that one. Price-wise, market is in uncertain situation. As you see, we have seen a volatility here, and right now we are just getting a stochastic overbought condition again. So if that happens on a daily chart, especially daily, just because weekly is sliding in overbought condition, if we get a kind of like a confirmation to the downside, I'm not saying if this is happening, but if we get another confirmation to the downside and we are not making a higher high, we are just forming almost a double top, and everyone needs to keep an eye on this pivot, because if it goes below this pivot, market can accelerate down very sharp, fast and furious. So we will see how it goes with the market. I'm staying tuned for more kind of like earnings coming, especially next week. Today we got Tesla. We will get to Tesla, and Lam Research and Texas Instrument came up yesterday. So we will get to those ones in individual names. Moving on to Nasdaq, which was kind of like a leading to the downside today, but short sellers actually recovered their positions, as this is nice consolidation, institutional level market bounce back up. However, this is a nice reversal pattern, so we will see if this reversal continues to the downside. Tomorrow we should see below this today's pivot. So that would be kind of like interesting to see how market is going to react on Thursday's session. Moving on to US 30, which is Dow. Dow hit a new all-time high actually yesterday. So that was just piercing to new all-time high. Seems like it's slightly performing better than the other ones. Right now, it's just get new all-time high, and today we just got a 1% down, 400 points to the downside. And I would say still, again, everyone needs to be kind of like a cautious above this pivot. So if we get below this pivot, it's got to accelerate down. As long as we are holding up this pivot, so as long as we are holding up this pivot, we can see some kind of like a bounce and then getting back to the upside. So correction to this pivot is kind of like a foreseeable, but if we get below that, that's the question mark for the market right now. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to gold. Gold had a sharp sell-off today, going all the way down to SMA 20 for the first support. If you haven't watched my gold video, I posted during weekend. That is I suggest that to watch that video, because that is definitely suggest that video. And this is exactly the area that we were talking about as a first support. And gold just hit that one, bounced back up nicely. So this is what we call as like a drop and pop pattern. With diverging from SMA 20 into this institutional level, and then bounce back up, boom, sharply to the upside. This is exactly what we were expecting for, if this is going to be a bounce, but this is a nice tradable bounce. So still can go to 4,200, but after that, we should see how it goes. Moving on to silver. Silver, the same as gold, going all the way down yesterday. We just got this pop, but silver kind of like initiate itself below 20, SMA 20. That is a very, very important level. So if it goes down to some kind of like this area, 40 to 42, we kind of like getting back to the upside all the way to 60 and 64. So wait for this area wait for this area to get here to buy back silver again. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to crude. Crude, we had a nice move to the upside. 3% to the upside seems like double bottom or triple bottom is forming here. This is very, very interesting level for crude, if this is just a dead cat bounce or not. But I'm expecting crude is getting back to the upside, potentially to 66, 65, and then going all the way up to 80. So we'll see how it goes for that. But crude is forming a pretty nice kind of like a setup for a rally. We should wait for 66, 67 to see how it goes. 3% today, we will take the rally. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as I said before, it's kind of like a shaky. We are forming a pretty nice QM pattern here. You see that here's the left shoulder head and then right shoulder stretching below this pivot. This is a nice QM pattern. It can go all the way down to 95%, looking for that one, 95,000. Ethereum is the same, following up the crypto market. We are just getting to the downside here. 3,000 area is coming down the road, I believe. US bond yield getting back to the downside today again, and TLT Treasury going back up. So Treasury is on fire to get to 94, which is important pivotal point for Treasury. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Dixie, which is dollar index going down today. Dixie is forming a pretty nice bottoming formation, I would say. So dollar can go lower, but getting higher. So seems like this trend line is a monthly trend line. I showed this before, going back all the way to year 2011. So this is very, very important trend line here, and Dixie is just holding up that one. So before Dixie skyrocketing to the upside, we saw that dollar goes all the way down to here, then form a W pattern in 2021, 22, and then interest rate goes higher, and Dixie just going all the way up to 114. Right now, it's just forming the same scenario, but I don't think that's going to happen with the interest rate, at least this year. Maybe interest rate goes higher, even bottoming potentially next year. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to VIX. VIX is forming a bullish candle today. It was way higher, but going down when market just ease off the short sellers. Apple at the same time going down today, 1.64% to the downside, 258. Amazon is on their way to go to 200, 204. I'm waiting for this one. Meta is the same. We are forming a pretty nice bearish consolidation. We had a bounce, and then we'll see if this sharp sell-off is coming or sell-off is coming. Potentially earning next week is going to be a decisive time. So we may see some kind of like shakeout to here, 640. Microsoft, we had positive momentum today, but ultimately I'm looking for this area as a great buying opportunity. We'll see if market gives us chance. Google going up today due to the contract with, I believe, Anthropical. I don't know what's the name of the company, but seems like they had a nice contract with them, and also they find out like a VLU as like a quantum program or software. I have no idea what is that. Haven't got look at it, but I will for sure. Seems like they got a very nice performance out of it for the first time for the first company. So still looking for this area as a great buying opportunity. I'm not sure, but we need to get below this 335 to see if Google gets below this pivot or not. Moving on to Netflix, which we break below this. Netflix soft earning, actually soft results initiate this sell-off, and I would say 1,000 could be the scenario. Tesla after hours hit down, and Tesla nice revenue, but earning actually missed, and that's why Tesla is on sell after hours. Today we got a bearish candle, but after hours we got selling pressure afterwards. Semiconductor index, SMH, it's getting down. Keep an eye on this 325. SOX, the same here. Keep an eye on this 227. NVIDIA, look at this. NVIDIA is shaking out. Seems like the bearish momentum is initiating to the downside. Everyone needs to keep an eye on 160 to 165. then it can go to 153. AMD, AMD is holding up very strong. So we may see some kind of like a sell-off to 200, 204. If that breaks below, then we gotta see more sell-off. But right now, we're at 230. So we should just give it a chance for now for AMD. Uh, Taiwan Semiconductor going down to that 288 again. This October 10th pivot 279 is important. Texas Instrument, we had a nice kind of like reaction to this level. This is exactly what we were looking for. This is a nice institutional level. This was here before, and I saw that like before, and we got a nice rally to the upside after selling off, selling pressure all the way to the downside. And I believe we may see some kind of like a bounce in Texas. Continuing, Lam Research, fantastic result for Lam. So it didn't get below this level. So we had a nice pop after hours, going 147 for Lam Research. Moving on to the banking sector, XLF, I believe still they can shake out to this area as a buying opportunity. KBE, large cap bank ETF is the same. It's forming kind of like a head and shoulder pattern. We'll see if it goes up and then forming the right shoulder as well. KRE the same here. Actually, QM pattern forms for this one. This low taken out. JP Morgan already break below this trend line. This is very important. If we see some kind of like a confirmation tomorrow, I would say 254 is coming for JP. Goldman still is above this trend line, but very sharp sell-off today. So we will see for Goldman if that holds or it's going to go down. If JP Morgan goes down, Goldman is going to follow that one as well. Bank of America going down today, 51. Keep an eye on this October 13. GDX, sharp sell-off today, but get back to positive territory. So that was interesting. I would say still is on free fall. It can go to 50 to 54. GDX trade the same pattern. It's not going to be a straight line, but it's going to be just a wavy sideways going down. AEM, the same pattern here, just on the free fall, got into this institutional level. Newmont is the same. Newmont hit new all-time high this year. It was $35 at the beginning of this year, but look at that, the price, $86 right now. So this is interesting. XLE, which is Energy Spider, they're just getting back to the momentum. We need to get clear this 92 for a nice rally to the upside. We should just keep an eye on this level. And also Exxon getting back to the upside nicely, 114, and Chevron getting back to the upside as well, 155. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.